You've always been here.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back. So, Kane Pixels dropped a brand new video titled I Remember. And while this video is only a minute and 29 seconds long, I feel like it has enough in it that I needed to make a short analysis video for. Because I feel there's enough points made in this video that it could potentially lead us to an idea as to where the series is headed. Also, I feel like it also points to a lot of theories that many of us have had as the series has continued to progress. Of course, if you have any ideas, any sort of theories that you want to let me know, feel free, put it in the comments because I love seeing what all of you have to say. And of course, my favorite part about posting videos is interacting with the comments and being able to find new things that I may have missed. All right, so the first thing that we're going to go ahead and talk about is straight up the beginning here. Automatically, there is the wind chimes. And the wind chimes themselves, if you remember at the end of Found Footage 2, we could hear those right at the very end when that whoever was that point of view was sitting down and watching that television that was playing the video that belonged to the character from Found Footage 2. What exactly this means, I'm not sure, other than, you know, it is pointing to the outside world possibly. And you could hear, if you listen, you can actually hear a cassette being played, which will lead into the rest of this video's narration. And we'll talk about that in a moment. But again, I wanted to make that connection between the wind chimes from here and then the wind chimes that we hear at the end of Found Footage 2. And what many of you have stated is that the wind chimes is a symbolism for, hey, I made it outside. It's peaceful. You know, I'm in a tranquil state. You know, I've made it out, something like that. And I get that vibe. I understand. But it's really hard for me to tell exactly what it could be other than, hey, this is the connection. These are outside, possibly. So, you know, what's the connection here? Now, next, what I want to talk about is what this person says.
I had a home once. A manor overlooking the sea.
So for me, when we listen to that whole section here, I had a home once, a manor. I feel like when we think about homes, we think about the homes that fell, that are within the back rooms. So what if we also take it a step further and think about the word manor? Because the manor in itself, if you have a manor, that is a symbol of status. You have a higher status than everybody else who just has a home. A manor is big, a manor is opulent. And I feel like with that being said in this video, we are thinking about async, especially if the manor is overlooking the sea and the sea representing the back rooms. And the word overlooking could basically mean the point of view of, hey, async looking at the threshold and overseeing the back rooms. So that's something that could possibly be meant here.
Upon the world was a vestige, crawling forward onto strangled ears. But when skies turned dark, the house was taken by the sea.
So we're seeing parts of async. We've seen this hallway before. We've seen that guy walk down this hallway during report. So we know that we're looking at async here. And that's why I think the whole concept of the manor means the async overlooking the back rooms. And the word vestige is something that is no longer there, something that is disappearing. So we're either diving into the concept of things no clipping or things vanishing. A lot of us have also been talking about that. There's mimicking and things like that happening within the back rooms. That is not just no clipping, but it could mean a myriad of things at this point. But I feel like now what we're seeing here is the house taken by the sea. So what if the one thing that I have been hoping for, and I'm sorry, because I want to see it, okay? What if the one thing that I've been wanting is actually going to happen? Are we going to see that catastrophic event that I want to see, which is the entire facility falling in? Some sort of collapse, some sort of implosion, if you will, something like that, of the async facility. Is that why we are seeing sections of it within the back rooms already? What happened there? You know, those are things that I really, really hope we get to see some answers to very, very soon. Because in Found Footage 1, we had that storage section, that huge gap that had all of those storage areas built in. I feel like at this point, to me, it's almost obvious that that's exactly what they're talking about. I mean, we're seeing imagery here folded into itself. And I just feel like that is the collapse that we're about to see. Are we going to see a collapse? Are we going to see the chaotic event that I've been wanting? I know that sounds bad, but I just feel like that's the direction it's going to go.
A pillar, truncated, cast down to the seabed with all the other forgotten things.
So we have the pillar truncated, which is a pillar that's cut, a pillar that's shortened. I feel like that is the symbolism of strength. Something that was holding everything up suddenly collapses in on itself, suddenly becomes shorter and cannot hold all the weight that it was holding up. And now we have the seabed cast down into the seabed with all the other forgotten things. And we're seeing this display here of an office of things overturned, you know, chairs falling over, things like that, papers everywhere, kind of giving you that sense of chaos. Something happened, people are running, people left in a hurry.
But I remember.
This is so cool.
Fleeting shells sinking ever slowly, folding downwards into themselves.
Here we go. So we're seeing here what could be Async. This is the headquarters here of Async. I feel like that's what we're witnessing. Also, I just noticed something. You guys remember at the end of Found Footage 1 where Kane looks out that window and he sees all those windows? And we all know that that's a very famous liminal photo of an actual hotel. But if you look closely here, that's what I'm seeing too. I just realized that right now. So notice how it's all folding in on itself. I'm telling you, I feel strongly, and I'm never 100% sure, but I am 100% wanting for the entire facility to have fallen right through. That's what I think is going to happen. And I feel like what we're looking at here is the same section that we saw in Found Footage 1, where he looks out the window and he sees that hotel courtyard. So that's really cool. I didn't even think about that. So it almost seems like it's a distorted, weirder version of what we're seeing here, which makes sense because everything that goes into the back rooms is just, it's off. It's completely off.
Forever tearing along the seams of the sky.
So this section here, forever tearing along the seams of the sky. Why are we seeing this prototype? Why is the prototype being shown here? Does this mean that all of us are thinking, oh, hey, when the threshold was created, that's when everything started? Sure, maybe the threshold added to it. That could be something. But what if the prototype in itself, and when the prototype was tested, what if that did something too? What if all of this began at that point? And also the line "forever tearing along the seams of the sky" is terrifying because I feel like we have seen things tearing apart. We've seen the green energy tearing apart a room at the end of Found Footage 2. You know, the seams of the sky, the seams between space and time, maybe. Like, remember how I was talking about that celestial chart that we saw in that home holiday video? I feel like that's kind of where we're going to go. This could be a point towards the beginning of how everything started. It could also mean something along the lines of a very delicate fabric that has been torn. And we're getting to where we are right now.
Along the seams of the sky, until nothing remains except the eternal ghost.
Until nothing remains except the eternal ghost. I mean, where are we going to go with that other than, hey, everything is just going to disappear and we're left with that vestige. We're left with that sense of, hey, something used to be here. That memory. So I really feel like we're heading into something disastrous, worse than we have ever been able to see at this point. There are so many unknowns here that we would not be able to possibly comprehend the idea of managing this. We have already lost control. Async is not in control, no matter how much they think they are. And while they themselves may not be the villain, I feel like something is so out of place and so horrible at this point that there's really little that they can do. I feel like we're heading to an inevitable disaster. I feel like that's where we're going. That's why this line is terrifying. I feel like we're going to see something big. I feel like it's something big is coming. And I can't wait.
And you ask yourself, could there ever be anything greater than this?
And I kind of wonder what exactly that whole line means. I mean, we have this async agent here in the hazmat suit, again, folding into themselves this whole section.
Yourself, could there ever be anything greater than this?
Like, are we stepping into a hubris thing? Are we accepting what's about to happen and we think that the outcome is better? Whoever this is thinks that it's better. I don't know. It's a really scary portion to this because I kind of wonder if what Informational video guy went through, if that has to do something with what's happening now and what we're seeing. Maybe that's who we're hearing here. I mean, that's possibly who this voice is. All I know is at the very end of this video, they sound like I feel like they want it to happen at this point. There is a sense of acceptance. Or we're listening to a completely new character altogether. We have not met this person yet, and maybe there is a reason why. Maybe this person has always been somewhere tucked away and hasn't shown up until the doors were open. And then at the very end, we hear, "You have always been here." This photo looks old. I don't know what year it is. I know it kind of looks like 58 at the bottom, or it could be S8. I don't know. I know that a lot of these photos have been teased in the community tab on YouTube several times already. So I was waiting to see when these would pop up. But this photo looks super, super old. And tying that together with the words "you have always been here," you know, at that point, you kind of wonder, like, what do you mean by that? You know, you have always been here. Like, who are you talking to? You have always been here. There's not really that much that I could take from that other than I think what we're seeing is some sort of point towards an origin of the Backrooms, not the origin of the creation, but the origin of the discovery and its effects to our world, to our reality. So throughout this whole video, we see things that are folding in on itself. We see things folding out of itself. Are we about to step into the idea of folding space? The whole idea of folding space and traveling between 2 points in an instant? I don't know. Like, there is so much going on here, and it's such a short video too. I believe that this is a great introduction to a direction that this series is going to go. I honestly think that this video serves as a good way of pointing us, hey, things are about to get really, really, really crazy. So again, in a nutshell, I feel like what we have witnessed has been, you know, an account of somebody who has probably been in the Backrooms for a long time already. Maybe that's what we're listening to. You know, again, this might be a brand new character that we've never seen before. But I feel like we see some solid points here to the origins regarding the discovery of the Backrooms. And it may not be tied to the threshold. It may be tied to the prototype. We're also seeing the possibilities that Async will fall completely into the Backrooms. That might be something that we may get to see. And I really hope we do, because man, that would be bad. That would be bad. I wonder how many chairs are going to fall too. And I feel like also the concept of space and time also being a part of the series and things being subjected to the unknown that brings. I feel like that's another direction that the series is going to go towards now too. I'm really excited. I really enjoyed this video. Even if it was just 1 minute and 29 seconds long, I really, really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, and I feel like it's going to spin a lot of ideas, and we're all going to be sitting here just kind of formulating our theories and kind of wonder exactly where we're going to go with this. But with all that being said, remember, if you have any sort of theory or any sort of thought regarding this series, regarding what we're talking about here, feel free, drop it in the comments. I want to see what you have to say, because honestly, you never know if you have something that I've never really thought about. You know, there's been countless times where you guys have brought something up in the comments and I've been like, whoa, okay, yeah, that's true. I'm going to go look at that now. But anyway, folks, that's all the time that I have for today. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel to catch us next time. Hope to see you again, and as always, take care. Peace. I'm out of here. Bye-bye.